Hello friends, this is Priyanka. Today we are going to solve a problem on isometric projection. So let us first observe what is the given orthographic projection. So if we observe here, the front view, top view and side view is given. So let us first decide what is the total length, height and width of this given object. So front view represents the total length and total height. So here front view, the length is on the horizontal line, that is 75 millimeters. So this dimension is very small. So we will use here the scale 1:4. That means 1 millimeter in the orthographic projection, which is equal to 4 millimeter in the given object. So here 75 into 4, that is 300 millimeter. We will take here the length. Then what is the height? So height given is 30 millimeter, that is 30 into 4, 120 millimeter. We will take the height. And what is the width? So we know that the top view represents the total length and total width. So here width is given 30 millimeter. That means we will use here 30 into 4, that is 120 millimeter. Now in the first angle projection method, front view is considered as the principal view. So here the front view is on the right hand side. For this orthographic projection, so we have to take the front view is on the left hand side for the given object. So how to plot this orthographic isometric projection? So for that we have to draw one basic horizontal line, and on that line we will select one point. Now if we select this particular point, then we have to select 3 points at different angles. So if we keep the protractor here, then from this one side of this point we will mark here the point that is at 30-degree angle, and the from other side we will mark here the point at 30-degree angle, and here for the 90-degree angle also we have to select one point. Now from these 3 points draw the lines passing through these selected points. Now if we observe, there are 3 lines, that is this is first line, second line and third line. Now we know that we have to plot the front view is on the left hand side. So because of this vertical line, there are 2 parts. This is the right hand part and this is the left hand part. So on this left hand part we have to select the front view. So this line, that is this inclined line, represents the total length, and this vertical line represents the total height. So now what is the length here? 300 millimeter. So take the distance in the scale 300 millimeter and select the point here. So this is the point. Now from this point draw a vertical line. Now this vertical line which is having equal to height. So height is 120 millimeter. So select here one point of 120 millimeter and draw one vertical line. So all the vertical line that represents the height. So this vertical line also represents the height. So we have to select here the distance 120 millimeter and select here the point. Now join these 2 points. So if we join these 2 points, then this line should be parallel to this line, then an equal length. Now we will move for the other side. So this right hand side represents the side view. So we have to plot here the width. So on this line we have to take a distance which is equal to width. So what is the width here? 30 into 4, that is 120 millimeter. So select here the point, that is 120 millimeter, and from this point draw a one vertical line. So this vertical line also represents the height. That is important. These 3 vertical line represents the height. So select here the distance equal to height, that is 120 millimeter, and join these 2 points. Now these 2 lines are parallel to each other and in equal length. Now in the same way we have to draw the line parallel to this or this passing through this point. So these 3 lines, that is 1, 2, 3, these 3 lines parallel to each other and of equal length. In the same way, this line and this line, these 3 lines are parallel to each other and of equal length. So we have to again draw the line passing through this point parallel to this, and we have to take a distance which is equal to 300 millimeter and mark here one point. So if we join these 2 points, then this distance should be equal to this width. So these 3 lines 1, 2, 3 are equal in dimension, and that represents the width, and these three lines, that is 1 2 3, these three lines represents the height, and these three lines, that is 1 2 3, parallel to each other and represents the dimension equal to length. Now this outline of the isometric projection is getting completed. So let us first observe the front view. So if we observe, there is the construction for the height that is given, and it is 9 millimeter. So we have to select a distance of 9 millimeter on the line which represents the height. So there are total 3 lines. So this vertical line represents the height. So this is 1, then this is 2, and this is 3. So on these 3 lines we will select a distance that is 9. Our scale is 1:4, that is 9 multiplied by 4. So 36 millimeter. We have to select the points, that is here is first point, second point, and third point. Now join these 3 points. So here is our base structure. Now again we will move for the next. So if we observe, for the front view, on the left hand side there is the construction. So what is the total length for that construction? So we will move from the front view to the top view, because there the length is given. So the length up to the center of the semicircle, the length is given 18 millimeter. And then we have to consider what is the radius of the semicircle. So radius of semicircle is 15 millimeter. So we will take here 18 plus 15, that is 33 millimeter. Now our scale is 1:4. So we will consider the length of that construction 33 into 4, that is equal to 132 millimeter. So now this length is 132 millimeter, and that is on the left hand side. So on the left hand side we have to take here the distance, that is 132 millimeter on each line which represents the length. So there are total 3 lines. This is the first line, second line, and third line. So on these 3 lines we will mark here, that is 132 millimeter. So select the 3 points, 132 millimeter. So these are the 3 points that are getting selected. Now we will complete the block. So how to complete the block? So if we observe the structure, that shows one vertical line. So we have to join these points. So if we join these 3 points in this way, so we have to use here the projection lines, and projection lines should be faint. So in the exam, for the projection lines you have to use the 2H lead pencil, and those projection lines should be faint. And for the construction lines you have to use the H lead pencil, and construction lines should be dark. So for the actual construction I will use the black marker. So these are the projection lines and these are the faint lines. Now we have to complete this block. So if we observe the front view, on the right hand side there is no any construction. So again I will use here the one vertical line that will be parallel to this. Now how to complete this? So again I will take here, for this line I will use the parallel line that will be here. So now this is the point of intersection. So I will remove this remaining line, and then I will join these 2 corners. So if we observe, here is the base. So for this base again we have to complete this. So this is the construction. So this area of this block is the construction, and on this area there is the slope. So what is the start point of this slope? So on this line, so I will mark here, this is the line. So on this line there is the start point of the slope, and here on the base line here at 9 millimeter height, so I will mark here. So this is the end point of the slope. So where is the slope? Now again we will move from front view to the top view. So from the top view we can clearly see what is the width of that rib of the slope. So width is given, that is 7 millimeter, and this 7 millimeter means what? on both sides of the middle point there is 3.5 millimeter distance. So we have to select for the width first what is the middle point. So here what is the end point of the slope? So here at 9 millimeter height, that we can clearly see in the front view, at 9 millimeter height there is the end point of the slope. So on this line we have to select what is the middle point. So here the total length is 120. So here at the 6 we have to take. Now what is the total width of the rib? That is 7. So 7 into 4, that is 28. So we have to select on both sides of the middle point, that is 14 millimeter distance. So here we have to select here 14 millimeter distance. Now in the same way this line is also equal to this line, because here 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 lines are equal to the width. So width is 120 millimeter and those are parallel to each other. So again we have to select here is the middle point. So here is the middle point and on both sides we have to select the distance equal to 14 millimeter. Now it is easy for us to join this. So how to join this? So just join the selected points. So this is our rib that we can see. Now this is getting completed. Now if we observe, there is the semicircular construction on the left hand side, and which we can see from the top. Also there is the hole is there. Now if we observe the top view clearly, those are concentric. That means center of the semicircle and center of the hole are same. So for that, how to draw here the semicircular structure? So first we have to select the center. So how to select the center? Now we know that what is the radius of that semicircle, that is 15 millimeter. So in the compass we have to take the 15 millimeter distance. So I will take here 15 into 4, that is 60 millimeter distance, and I will mark the points. So here we have how to select the center. So on each line, so at this side there is remember that at this side there is the semicircular construction. So plot here the points at 60 millimeter, because here 15 into 4, that is 60 millimeter. And also here at 60 millimeter, here is the middle point. Now from this point, so here is also the middle point. From these points 1, 2, 3, 4, from the selected points we will draw the lines passing through the center. So this line will be the passing through the center. So we have to draw in the form of dash and dot. So we have to join the opposite lines. I will draw here in the form of dash and dot. So here is the center, and that center, from this center we can draw here the semicircle also, and from the same center we have to draw the hole also. Now how to complete that semicircle? So for that we have to complete here one block. So what is the length of that block? That is equal to the diameter of that semicircle. So the diameter of that semicircle, that is 30 millimeter, means what? We have to take the distance which is equal to 15 millimeter on both sides of the selected points. So what is this total distance that we have to take for the length? 1:4, that means 30 into 4, that is 120 millimeter. So now I will highlight here this total distance. So here this is the block. So if we observe, for this block there is larger included angle and smaller included angle. So these two lines that is joining, here the angle is larger included angle, and these two angles between these two lines, this is smaller included angle. Now these larger included angles are important. Now from these two corners we have to take the line, and we have to join the middle point of the opposite sides. So for this corner, what are the opposite sides? So these two lines are the opposite sides, and these two are the middle points. So now we will join this. In the same way, from this larger included angle, we have to take the middle point of the opposite side. So these two are the middle points. So we have to join this. Now we have to join the two smaller included angles. So here the diagonal side we have to join. So in this way we get, this is the center, and here is also the point of intersection. Now we have to complete the semicircle on this point only. So for that again we have to choose the center. So what is the center here? So remember that this point is important. So this point for the intersection of three lines, this line, and this line. So if we select this point, we have to take this side, and we have to take, with the help of compass, we have to join the lines. So we have to join, these two are the middle points, and from this middle point we have to complete here the semicircle. So I will join here. So by taking this point as a center, we will join these two lines. Now what about this? So we have to again join here. So here is the center that we have already selected. So from this center we will take a distance that is equal to r, and we will join. So with the help of compass we have to join this. So here this semicircle is getting completed. Now we will again move for the construction of the hole. So if we observe here, for the hole, what is the radius r? So radius r, the total diameter is given, that is 15 millimeter. So r, that is 7.5. So with the help of scale, that is 7.5 into 4, that is 30 millimeter, we have to select the distance from the center. So from the center, this is the horizontal line and this is the vertical line. So we have to select the distance 30 millimeter, and we have to select the point, that is from the center line, here 30 millimeter distance on one side, and here is also 30 millimeter distance on the other side. So here we have to mark the point. In the same way, 30 millimeter distance on the vertical line on the both the sides of the center. Now we have to draw the parallel lines, that is passing through center, that will also be passing through the selected points. So if I draw here the line parallel, and then also from the selected lines, that is we have to draw here the vertical line passing through the selected points. So if we observe, this block is getting completed. Now again we have to select what is the center. So we have to draw a hole. So for that, these two are the larger included angles and these two are the smaller included angles. So again we have to join, from the larger included angle we have to join the middle point of the opposite sides. So here is the middle point of the opposite side. In the same way, for both larger included angle we are going to join this, and we have to just join the smaller included angle. Now if we observe, we have to select the center. Now I will special mark here. So this is the center, that is here 1, 2 and 3. These three lines intersect at the single point. So I will mark here. Then here is our basic center, I will mark here, and then here is the also intersection of three lines, I will mark here. So these three are the centers. So how to complete that circle? So with the help of compass we have to take this center, and then we have to take here this distance, that is the line passing through or joining from this larger included angle to middle point. So we have to take a distance of this middle point to this center, and then in the compass we have to select here center, and we will complete this. Now in the same way, here on the opposite side also, here is the center. Now from this center to this line joining to the middle point, we have to take this distance up to middle point, and then with the help of compass we have to complete this circle. Then what about the remaining two? So here is the center of the circle. So for the center we have to take this distance, and we have to take what distance we have to take in the compass. So from this center to this center line, that is this middle point. This is the middle point and this is the center. So we have to take this distance up to this middle point, and we have to join this. So with the help of compass we can draw the remaining part of the circle. So on the both sides we have to take the same center. So these on the both sides, here we have to join this. So in this way this circle is getting completed. That means this is the construction of whole. Now if we observe the structure from the top, then this semicircular shape is also we have to draw on the base. So on the base how to draw? So for that we have to just shift these selected centers. So where is the center of that semicircle? So here that I will mark, and this center. Now we have to just shift this center. So how to shift? So if we observe from the top, that means we have to just shift this center along this height. So what is the height of this line? So for this upper distance, that is at 9 millimeter height. So what is the total height? So our total height is 30 millimeter. So here 30 minus 9, that means 21 millimeter, and 21 into 4. So we have to select here the scale 1:4, that is 84 millimeter. So now we have to take here the line parallel to this height, that is the straight vertical line. Now we have to shift the center. Now here this is the center, and just we have to take 84 millimeter below. So now I will draw here the arrow also. So this will be our new center. In the same way we have to shift this center also. So this is the center, that is for the remaining half portion this center is there. So again we have to take here 84 millimeter. So this is our new center. Now by taking the help of this new center we have to complete the structure of the semicircle. So for this, what distance we have to take? So from this center to this middle point we have to take a distance in the compass, and we will join the points. So here the remaining or this half portion we have to join. Now what about the remaining half portion? So how to join this? So again this is the center. So from this center we have to take the half distance, and we have to select here the points. So here we have to select this. So here is the construction. So up to this construction only we can extend this semicircle, and then we will skip the other part, because here is the construction. Now again we will shift the semicircle center of that semicircle 9 millimeter below. So 9 into 4, that is 36 millimeter below. So again we have to take here the vertical distance, that is we have to shape the distance along the height. So here we have to take the line parallel to this height. So here is the 36 millimeter and here is also the 36 millimeter. So these are the two centers. So now I will show here with the help of the arrows because the centers are shifted. So again how to complete it? So again we have to take here the distance, that is from this center to this middle point. So if we observe, here is the middle point and then here. So here we have to select only, this is the point, then here. So we have to start from this baseline because this is the center for the base. So if we observe, here is the construction. If we observe the top view on the right hand side, there is the construction at the corner. So at the corner here along this length side and this width side there is some inclination. So we have to select some points here. So if we observe this corner, we have to select what is the length. So this length is given, that is 9 millimeter. So along this length side, that is this side, these two sides represents the length. So we will select here 9 into 4, that is 36 millimeter distance on the both sides. And what is the width? So here for the width of that inclination we will move for the side view. So in the side view, if we observe, the width is given, that is 9 millimeter. So here also we have to select. Now this line represents the width. So we will select here 36 millimeter distance on both the sides. So these are the points. So in the same way on this baseline also we will select the point, that is at the 36 millimeter. So for that we will take here this point, then this point, this point. Now we will join the selected points. So these are the selected points where this inclined construction is shown. Then in the same way we have to join here. So here for the base we have to again select here the line passing through this base. So this is the faint line that we have to draw. So here we have to extend this up to this. So now this construction is getting completed. Now we have to highlight what is the construction here, because we have to draw all this we have to complete all this isometric projection with the help of the projection lines. Now we will highlight what is the construction. So what is the construction here? So if we observe the front view, here is the construction. So now I will highlight the construction part. So sorry, this line is not included in the construction, because if we observe the top view, for the construction here the only semicircular part is the part of the construction. So remember that. Then we will highlight. So here the base for the 9 millimeter height, that we have to show the. Then here the inclination is there, so we have to show this inclination with the help of this dark pencil. Then here also. So this is important to show this construction. Now if we observe, here this is the slope and that is the construction. So we have to first show this slope. Now how to complete the slope? So here we have to select. So from this slope draw a vertical line, and then here from this end point we have to draw parallel to this line showing the length. So here we have to show this. So this is the part of the construction. So we have to join here the lines. Now again there is the semicircle part is the part of the construction. So show this with the help of this dark marker. Then here is the hole. So this hole is also the part of the construction. So that we can clearly observe from the top. Then here is also at the base there is the semicircle. So again we have to show this. So here we have to highlight the construction. What is the construction part? We have to highlight it. And then dimension should be given. So here the width of this rib is 7, that we have to show. Then for the diameter of this hole is 15. Then we have to show the height also, that is for this base is 9 mm and the remaining is 21 mm. So in this way this isometric projection is getting completed.